Would everyone please rise for the graduating class of 2014?
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Would you please join Laurie Taylor in the singing of our national anthem and remain standing for the invocation which will be offered this morning by Major Bruce Sharon.
Please join me. O Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all thy sons command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north, strong and free. From far and wide, O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
Let us pray together. Creator God, it is with grateful hearts that we gather here this morning. Be with us and among us at this convocation. Help us to celebrate the accomplishments of these students who are graduating. Be with them and their families and friends as they share in the joy of achievement. Let us remember and give thanks for the commitment and the dedication of the staff, faculty, administration, and the governors of this college. Bless these proceedings and instill in each of us that spirits which alone brings goodness, truth, and wisdom to our world. Creator of all, hear us. Be with us now in all we do. Amen.
Thank you, Major Sharon. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. Welcome to the Loyalist College of Applied Arts and Technology 2014 Convocation. My name is John McMahon, Vice President Academic, and it is my pleasure to act as Master of Ceremonies for this morning's exercises. Before we begin, I would ask that you check to ensure that phones and other electronic devices are turned off until the conclusion of the ceremony. As well, in the event of a fire alarm, your exit routes are located behind me, through the doors on my left and the doors at the back of the auditorium. Follow the exit signs out of the college, and once outside, please proceed to move away from the building. This morning we are recognizing graduates of the School of Applied Sciences, Skills and Technology and the School of Business and Management Studies. Interpreting this morning's ceremony is Heidi Taus. Today's convocation ceremony will be simulcast in the Student Center, the Shark Tank, located downstairs on the first floor. I would remind graduates that they are to return to their seats once they have received their diplomas or certificates until convocation is completed, as a courtesy to others. Now, we understand that some of you may wish to take a picture of your graduate at the eventful moment. If you do, I ask that at the appropriate time, you go by way of the back of the hall, down the side aisle to your right, and wait in the alcove on this side of the wall so that you are not obstructing the view of other members of the audience. It is now my pleasure to introduce Tamara Kleinschmidt, Chair of the Board of Governors, who will officially open convocation.
I declare the 47th Convocation of Loyalist College officially open. On behalf of the Board of Governors, it is my privilege to welcome you to this day of celebration and extend a special welcome to our distinguished guest of honor, Sonja Bata, and to you, our graduates. the Loyalist College class of 2014. This day is a day set aside to pause and to recognize and appreciate your accomplishments. Today is a day of beginnings for all of you, and I wish to pass on one small piece of wisdom that has served me well since I sat at my own convocation many, many, many years ago. The piece of wisdom I would like to share is to encourage you to take risks. In my personal and professional life, I have gained much from always taking a step forward rather than taking a step back. Early on, as a young adult, I took a step forward and agreed to follow my husband through a 27-year military career. It was a risk. I was far away from home, my friends, and my family, but I found benefits to the adventure I was now to be a part of. I was able to experience Canada from coast to coast, and not simply through the lens of sightseeing, but to truly live as part of each of the 7 communities we lived in during that time. This experience also took me outside Canada, where I truly gained an appreciation for how wonderful it is to be a Canadian. The richness of all of these experiences was a result of my willingness to take risks. In my professional life, my ability to step forward, to take a risk, has guided me towards some amazing experiences. From the excitement of helping people as a paramedic, to a luncheon with then Governor General Michael Jean, to supporting homeless women and children in an emergency shelter. All of these experiences are a result of taking a risk. Indeed, even my standing here in front of you today, addressing you as Chair of the Board of Governors, is the result of taking a risk and a step forward. What has allowed me to take the risk is not a lack of fear or any extraordinary amount of courage, but my ability to accept the word no. When faced with options or opportunity, the very worst outcome is often simply the word no. We pay far too much attention to the fear of hearing no, and we reflect on it as a personal judgment. I believe no is simply a part of the process of moving forward, and I urge you to become comfortable with the word no, appreciate it, and indeed feel inspired by it. So as you take this day, the day to pause and recognize your accomplishments, think of your first step into Loyalist College and what you have gained from taking that risk. And then think now of the first step you will take up on the stage this morning to receive your diploma or certificate, and all of the wonderful possibilities that this risk now provides to you. Congratulations to each of you, the 2014 graduates of Loyalist College. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair Kleinschmidt. I would now like to call upon President Piercy, who will address the graduates and introduce our speaker for today. President Piercy.
Thank you, John. Chair Kleinschmidt, Mrs. Bata, Major Chiron, members of the board, distinguished guests, Loyalist colleagues, graduating class of 2014, family and friends, good morning and welcome on this glorious day. Convocation is the ultimate celebration in the life of Loyalist College. Successful convocations are the result of the efforts and careful preparation of many members of the college who all take great pride in their roles in preparing the campus. Special thanks to our Director of Enrollment Services and Registrar, Laura Nauman, and her team, Elaine Wilkinson and Patricia Storing of my office, and Director of Facilities Services, Kirk Fleming, and his team, who have worked diligently for the last several weeks to make our campus shine inside and out. They've made an important contribution to your day, as have many others. All members of the college family look forward to these wonderful ceremonies. As I considered what thoughts I most wanted to share with you this morning, I reflected on the fact that so many people today lament the fact that there are no more heroes. And I thought about how untrue that is for me personally, because graduates, as you head out into the life ahead of you, You and the more than 35,000 Loyalist graduates who have gone ahead of you are my heroes. Loyalist graduates are improving people's lives every day. And I just wanted to share a few examples with you that came to mind. First of all, Loyalist's first student, Charles Benson, and unlike 007, Charlie's number is 001, student number 001 at Loyalist. Charlie's a business administration graduate. He worked at Loyalist directly supporting students for 33 years until retiring a few years ago. Charles chose, like many of our graduates do, to stay in this community and region, making many contributions to young people's lives, leading delegations each year to the United Nations, and giving back to his community in many ways through leadership and active participation in service clubs, community policing, and many other initiatives. One of yesterday's speakers at our convocations, Rod Skinkle, whose firm Academica plays a leading role in post-secondary research and policy development across Canada. Photojournalism graduates Farzana Wahidi and Lana Slezak, who together published a powerful book titled Forsaken about women and children in Afghanistan, and who continue to work fearlessly to bring light to challenging international issues. Another business graduate, Karen Sharp-Perry, who is the Global Service Manager for Corporate Business Intelligence with one of the largest consumer products companies in the world, Procter & Gamble. Technology graduate Reg Pearson, who has had a distinguished career in public service, including his current post as Ontario Assistant Deputy Minister of Labour. Architecture graduate Mark Beckler. Mark continued his studies after he left Loyalist and has been chosen one of 6 founding faculty members of the new School of Architecture at Laurentian University. And all the other early childhood educators, outstanding chefs, health sciences and technical professionals, skilled tradespersons building our homes and keeping us safe in our vehicles, entrepreneurs who started out as Loyalist and Actis members. So many Loyalist connections, improving life in businesses, social organizations, and communities across Ontario, across Canada, and internationally. I am confident, graduating class of 2014, that in a few years, when I think about names to add to this list, many of your names will be there. Members of the graduating class, today you will officially be awarded your certificate or diploma. My heartfelt congratulations to each of you. You did it. It's important, however, to remember that you have not accomplished this milestone, the attainment of a post-secondary credential, all on your own. Look around. There, as they have always been, are your parents, dedicated Loyalist professors and staff, significant others, children, relatives, and friends. And graduates, I'm going to ask you to stand for a moment and join me in giving all these wonderful supporters a standing ovation. I know you know they deserve it. Please stand up. That's great, thank you. You can be seated again. Just so important to show that appreciation. We are also proud of you, and we're here to share your celebration, and of course to wish you continuing success as Loyalist graduates. You're joining a family today, just as you did when you first came through Loyalist doors. As you head off to your next life adventure, we say, as your family will say, please keep in touch. To welcome you to the Loyalist alumni family, representatives of our Alumni Association are here today to congratulate you as you leave the stage. Our outstanding alumni publication, you'll see copies around today, is called Lasting Connections, and we will find your address. I'm confident that you will find, as I have as a Loyalist grad, that your Loyalist connections are links which will endure and strengthen throughout your personal and professional lives. Feel proud of the awesome potential of the life that lies ahead of you. By earning a post-secondary credential, you have armed yourself with a powerful tool for making a significant difference in the world. We have the privilege of living in this wonderful country with all of its freedoms and opportunities, and we each have an important responsibility to try to make society better through our involvement and contributions. With all the challenges the world faces today in our environment, in our economy, in every arena, we need your skills, talents, and passion more than ever. Get involved, keep inspiring us and challenging us, and keep your skills sharp at becoming a lifelong learner. We will welcome you back at any time. Again, we are so very proud of you, and you should feel deep and well-earned pride in yourself. Each and every one of you has changed Loyalists through your time here, and in turn, each of you has changed a great deal, with that growth facilitated and cheered on by our exceptional faculty and staff. Their experience and skill, wisdom, and deep commitment to your learning and success were critical. Today, you will be awarded the well-earned credential, certificate, or diploma, which is the tangible evidence of that achievement. The less tangible, but just as important evidence, will be the change that you make in the world. And you know you're ready. Go for it. Enjoy every minute of this very special day, and on behalf of the entire Loyalist community, best wishes for a bright, happy, and rewarding future. Thank you. It is now my distinct privilege to introduce our guest speaker for this morning, Mrs. Sonja Bata. And I would need a book to properly describe Mrs. Bata's background, but I'm going to share some introductory comments. Sonja Bata was born in Switzerland and studied architecture at the Swiss Federal Institute of Technology. After her marriage to Thomas J. Bata in 1946, she became involved in the operations of the Bata Shoe Organization and is a member of the board of directors. Mrs. Bata is chairman of the Bata Shoe Foundation. She is founding chairman of the Bata Shoe Museum and the Batawa Development Corporation. In addition, Mrs. Bata has served on a number of business boards, including Alcan Aluminum, Canada Trust, and the Canadian Commercial Corporation. In the 1970s, she was chairman of the National Design Council of Canada. She has also been active in many, many volunteer organizations in the educational, health, and environmental fields, including the World Wildlife Fund, Junior Achievement, North York General Hospital, and the Toronto French Schools. Mrs. Bata has received many national and international awards. In 1983, she was appointed an officer of the Order of Canada. In 1989, she was made an honorary captain in the Canadian Navy, and I know she enjoyed that very much. We were chatting about it. She has also received the Meritorious Service Medal in 2007. Sonja Bata holds honorary doctorates from 6 Canadian, 1 European, and an American university. We're delighted that Mrs. Bata is joined this morning by Heather Candler, General Manager of the Batawa Development Corporation, and by her friend and niece, Anita Springet-Renault. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming our guest speaker for this morning, a distinguished Canadian and global citizen, Mrs. Sonja Bata.
Mr. President, Madam Chairman, I'm so honored to be here today with this, what I think Maureen Piercy referred to as a very happy and proud family, and that has achieved a great deal during the past few years. It's really a tremendous honor for me. The first time I visited this part of Ontario was in 1946, and Loyalist College did not exist. You actually opened in 1967. I was newly married and arrived with my husband at the Trenton Railroad Station. It was an active station at that time, and there were still ore trains coming down from Marmara bringing pellets to Picton. So that was quite some time ago. My husband's home was in Frankfurt. He had immigrated to Canada in '39 from Czechoslovakia just before the Germans had marched in and occupied his home country. And he had started a shoe factory in Batawa together with quite a lot of Czech compatriots. Now, I had never been in North America before, and I didn't speak very much English, and I didn't know what to expect. But I was young, very much in love, and enjoyed new experiences. By car, we drove along the Trent River to my husband's cottage in Frankfurt through a beautiful landscape. Life was uncomplicated, the neighborhood very friendly, and unlike in Europe, I couldn't believe it, in the shops was nothing rationed. You could buy everything, which had not been the case during the war in Europe. had fun with the privately owned Frankfurt telephone system. That was quite something. It had crank telephones. Some of you still might remember crank telephones. And it was a party line. And whenever you called the operator, she first told you about all the local scandals and the local things which went on. So you had a lot of fun. It was like a newspaper. And then finally, she told you that the lady you wanted was really playing bridge or shopping. So it was a rather delightful experience. You also could hear all the clicks of all the people who were listening into your conversation, which was also a lot of fun. So it was a very friendly atmosphere. My husband and I also spent considerable time in Toronto, where Saturday night there was a hockey game. That was the great attraction of Toronto. In fact, to me, it seemed to be the only attraction because there was no opera, there was no symphony, there was no art gallery, and coming from Europe and being used to these institutions, it was a little bit surprise. But again, the people were so friendly. In the evenings we had sing-songs, and I really was very happy. Later in life, I started to take an interest as a volunteer in many of these cultural institutions in Toronto. And really today in Toronto, it is surprising how many, particularly also immigrants from other parts of the world, they volunteer and they make these institutions better and bigger, and they bring their own cultures. And Toronto has become a very important international town because of all these immigrants and young people that are helping as volunteers. Volunteerism is important. Keep it in your mind. Now, so much about the past. Today is your day. It's a special day, and I really should have congratulated you right at the beginning. You worked hard, and you proved to your families, your professors, and to yourself that you were capable of passing the exam. This should give you a lot of self-confidence because you proved it to yourself. You can do it if you are determined to do so. And with your future challenges, just try to think the same way. College education also taught you how to learn, how to increase knowledge. The need for more education never stops, and continuous education is needed to keep up with it. I never thought that at my age I have to learn how to Skype. My grandchildren are teaching me. So all the time you have to learn that something is different and something is new. Also, education can never be taken away from you. The newspapers are full of all the revolutions and the migrations in the world, people that have lost absolutely everything, all their personal belongings. The only thing they have, their knowledge and their skills, that will stay with them wherever they are as refugees. So that's an important point. Now, my generation went through all kinds of upheavals and dramatic changes, and I always took an active part in world affairs because we traveled so much. The wars, the nationalizations, the world interdependence, and the communication revolution, the economic volatility and the unacceptably high unemployment rate, which is worldwide, the growth of the democratic ambitions and the power through social networks, the climate change, and the need for sustainability. Let's just talk about sustainability for a moment, because that's something we try to help a little bit in Barawa. According to WWF, we are already consuming what would be 1.5 times the Earth's renewable resources. 1.5 times. In other words, we are using much more than the Earth can give to us. The prospect of what scientists term abrupt and irreversible climate change is now very real. We see the effects around the world and countries suffering extreme weather conditions, the floods, the droughts, the ice storms. Even now, during this month, we seem to get this horrible weather. In many ways, we live a better life than we ever did before. The people are healthier, we are better informed, we are better educated, the standards are higher. But on the other hand, we have more conflicts, unrest, more deadly tools. Also, there's 1 billion people still go to bed hungry every night. 2.8 billion are short of water. As an individual, you should take an interest in global affairs and try in your own small way to add value to society. Try to do something about it, to do something that is of benefit. It's not just for you and your family, but serves society as a whole and gives an additional value. This is what you should dedicate your life to. There are many ways you can get involved. Through your work, you might not directly be linked to any of these things, but you can find out all kind of ideas where you can help with. After my marriage, I became very involved in shoemaking and the product development of shoes. As we were traveling to many parts of the world, I did a lot of market research, collecting indigenous shoes, and I was intrigued by the shapes and decorative treatments. After all, the feet all over the world were exactly the same number of bones and tendons, and still, why these different shapes of shoes? Why do the Japanese wear guitars and the Indians, they have toe-knob sandals, and our North American Indians, they have moccasins? What are the reasons? I became fascinated, like a detective trying to find out, and that really started my market research collection, because I wanted to find out which were the best shoes for certain markets. This market research collection is actually the base collection of what became afterwards the museum. Sometimes people think that the museum was a big, generous donation to the city. It wasn't. It was simply my market research collection, which I very much enjoyed, and I wanted to share with other people. They were interested in it too. It also helped the visitors to understand why the various cultures wore such different shoes. With the multiculturalism we have in Toronto, it's important to have a better understanding of other cultures, other beliefs, other way of thinking. It also helped to document how the traditional indigenous shoes are being made, because today people wear sneakers in China and Japan and North America and here at Loyalist. Some of them wear sneakers, not all of them, not today. So fashion has become international, and somewhere we have to document the history. So this was a little bit, I give it as an example where you can take a hobby and you can turn it into something where you actually, you make a contribution to the people of the world. You add some value to their knowledge. Another project which I just started a few years ago is the rebuilding of Barawa, and you might have heard about it, the old Bata factory. And what I'm dreaming about is to make it into a superbly designed and sustainable small community with global connections. Before World War II, the Bata organization usually built Bata towns because they wanted their workers to have a family spirit and feel that they were part of that family and they were comfortably housed. Harvard University, they actually just gave a bursary to somebody to study this Bata utopia, this community life of a community that works together and helps to bring up their children together and their sports together and all kind of leisure together, etc., and are a happy community, which in today's world, when we have the macro cities which are so full of pollution and transport problems and often poverty, because you get the contrast, it is very important to find a way that people can live in a pleasant countryside and still get their work done. And the modern communication systems which we have got today, they help us that we can work from our homes and we can have connection with the whole world. And it's sufficient to go once or twice to the big town. And otherwise, we can be at home. The children can play on the street. They are completely safe. So it's one of the dreams which we have in Badawa. And also to introduce all kind of sustainable features so that we can be an example. This is not just a residential development to make money. Probably it will not make money, but it will be an example of how one could shape this type of a family community. And the people in Badawa, they have to help with our planning because they have to feel it's their town which they are building. Anyway, I wish I would be 20 years younger because it takes some time. So it will take some time to build it. Now, to end my remarks, I would like to highlight some specific points. Look at the future with confidence. It's up to you to shape your life. Take initiative. I think Maureen Piercy mentioned something similar. Be an entrepreneur. Be determined not to be content as a spectator and just watch the world go by. You as an individual can make changes. You will have setbacks, frequently because of outside circumstances, but this is part of life, and you are gaining experience. One interpretation of the Chinese word for crisis is also that the word means opportunity. This is all part of the learning process. Have vision and have a goal in life. To have a vision and a goal in life is terribly important. If you firmly believe in something you can become really passionate about, then it's no more work. It's going to be your hobby. And hopefully you can try to motivate some of your colleagues who have special skills which you haven't got to become part of that team and help you to achieve that particular vision. Now, when you are young, it is often difficult to have sufficient confidence in your own judgment, and you tend to copy what others have done. Be different, but at the same time, be cautious and pragmatic in making decisions. It is interesting that many of the greatest achievers are not particularly intelligent people, but they are determined, they are hardworking, and they are capable of attracting skilled colleagues to help out with the areas where they haven't got enough knowledge. Be curious and know your facts. I believe that I succeeded in some areas simply because I was always very curious. I wanted to find out how things work, constantly questioning, is there not a better way to do something? As a result, whenever I did not understand something, I was not hesitating to ask why. Why are you doing that? I felt that people around me possessed knowledge which I did not have, and I was keen to acquire. It didn't matter if the person was a CEO of a big company or a politician or if he was a worker on an assembly line. Each individual you meet has some knowledge from which you can learn, and you have to have this type of an attitude that you want to listen and you want to find out this knowledge. You can learn a great deal by doing that. Be open-minded and try to understand not only what people say, but their behavior, their motivation. Your life will be enriched. Curiously also helped me in other ways. The curiosity helped me in other ways because I was never very good in finances. But I was frequently selected as a member of a financial subcommittee of a board or even a public company, even twice a provincial financial review commission. It was not because of my financial knowledge, because I didn't have it. But the people trusted me and knew that I would persist in getting explanation of all the pertinent facts. I would keep on asking, why are we doing that? And very frequently I would be told, because it's a tradition, we always have been doing it that way. And then naturally the next question is, and why? And so it goes on. And so frequently you can help by simply trying to get to the bottom of the things. Now, to conclude, finally, I'm optimistic about the young generation because most of you understand the need for change and sustainable living, which my generation did not fully grasp. You know the power of social media to create cross-border communications with others who might be interested in the same ideas. If you believe in what you are doing, life will be exciting and full of fun. Try to add value to society with whatever you are doing. There is a famous quote by George Bernard Shaw, which was used also by Robert Kennedy. Some people see the world as it is and ask, what can I do? Young people see the world as it could be and say, together we can. I wish you great success in your life and a lot of satisfaction in the future. Thank you.
I get the great pleasure of saying thank you to Mrs. Bata for joining us on this special occasion and delivering such a memorable address to the graduating class of 2014. I am pleased to announce that the Board of Governors, by virtue of the authority vested in it, has authorized me to award Sonja Bata the highest tribute of Loyalist College, an honorary diploma in business administration, in recognition of her extensive experience and success in the private sector, her focus and advocacy as a community leader, and her leadership and vision in exceptional innovative projects, including the Bata Shoe Museum and the work of the Batawa Development Corporation. Mrs. Bata's passion for design excellence is lifelong and is a key theme in all of these initiatives. Loyalist College is privileged to have Sonja Bata address Convocation 2014 and accordingly pays her its highest academic tribute.
I would now like to invite President Piercy and Kayla Leahy to join me. This is like the Academy Awards when you... President Piercy. In 1873, the Earl of Dufferin, Governor-General of Canada, had a medal struck to reward scholastic merit. This medal has 4 levels: gold for the master or doctoral level of study, silver for the bachelor level, collegiate bronze for post-secondary, and bronze for secondary education. The Collegiate Bronze Medal from the Governor-General of Canada is presented to the student in a 2- or 3-year college program with the highest cumulative average. This year, the award goes to Kayla Leahy from the School of Business and Management Studies and the Aesthetics and Spa Management program, who graduated with a cumulative average of 97.7%. following are some remarks from the Aesthetics and Spa Management faculty. Quote, Kayla was an inspiration to have in our program. She took a leadership role in mentoring other students. She was client-focused when in the spa, consistently demonstrating high-end customer service and care for the client's total body wellness. She was simply a delight to have in class. Her caring personality, coupled with her strong work ethic, made her the consummate candidate for the Student of the Year Award and the Governor General's Medal. We look forward to Kayla returning as a guest speaker to share her achievements, both academically and professionally. President Piercy, ladies and gentlemen, please join me in congratulating Kayla Leahy. Now invite Mr. Richard Beer, President of the Loyalist College Alumni Association, to say a few words.
Thank you very much, Vice President McMahon. Good morning. I'm very pleased to be here along with some of my fellow Alumni Association executive members. We are here to welcome you today as part of the alumni family and to congratulate you on your achievements. We know that you will succeed in the career paths you have chosen with the strong foundation provided by your program at Loyalist College. As you leave the stage, we will be presenting you with a small memento on behalf of the association. And as the college president has said, the Loyalist alumni family now numbers over 35,000. As graduates, you will receive the Lasting Connections publication, as well as regular monthly e-letters from your alma mater, to keep you up to date with news from the college and provide you with information about the benefits available to you, ongoing access to career and alumni services, and various affinity programs. Please remember to provide updated contact information whenever you move. You can always contact the alumni office through loyalistcollege.com. Again, on behalf of all Loyalist alumni, congratulations and the best in the future.
I love the people who write the scripts and make sure I go to the right podium, the middle or the angled. Ladies and gentlemen, we have now come to the formal part of our ceremony, where the certificates, diplomas, advanced diplomas, and awards will be presented. President Piercy, it is my privilege to report to you that the candidates here assembled have qualified in all respects for the certificates, diplomas, and advanced diplomas by successfully completing curricula offered by the School of Applied Sciences, Skills and Technology, and the School of Business and Management Studies at Loyalist College. They have been recommended by the faculty to be awarded certificates or diplomas in recognition of their academic accomplishments.
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Governors of Loyalist College, I do hereby confer on our graduates their respective Ontario College certificates, diplomas, and advanced diplomas with all the honors, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereto.
President Piercy, on behalf of the graduates not present, I request that you confer their certificates, diplomas, and advanced diplomas in absentia.
I so do.
Ladies and gentlemen, Ann Drennan, Dean of the School of Applied Sciences, Skills and Technology, and Jim Whiteway, Dean, School of Business and Management Studies, will oversee the conferring of diplomas. During the next part of the program, we will be presenting the graduates who will proceed across the stage to receive congratulations from the President and a member of the Board of Governors. In order that we can clearly hear everyone's name, We ask your cooperation in withholding your applause until each group has been presented. Those taking photographs are asked to use the designated area to the left of the stage. I would like to introduce Dean Anne Drennan.
Governor Danaher, it is my pleasure to present the recipients of the Ontario College Certificates and Awards in Academic and Career Enhancement Program, Automotive Apprenticeship, and Process Operator Manufacturing. Loyalist College Certificate, Academic and Career Entrance Program, Sandra Bradley. Joni Clark. Jessica Luchbor. Linda Malak. Amanda Pigeon. Jesse Roselle. Joseph Rutten. Stephanie Walker. Amy Wilson. Sandra Wright. Moving to the Automotive Apprenticeship, Benjamin Booth. Stephen Brine. Eric D'Souza. Michael Eyre. Kenny McBrien. David McLaren. Thomas Rowe. Lindsay Ryan. Sean St. Michel. Sean is the recipient of the Trudeau Family Award for Outstanding Achievement in the Advanced Segment of the Automotive Service Technician Program. Thank you, Governor Danaher. Ontario College, Governor Orrick. It is my pleasure to present the recipients of Ontario College Certificates and Awards for Electrical Techniques, Mechanical Techniques, Motive Power Fundamentals and Welding Techniques, Electrical Engineering, Industrial, Manufacturing and Engineering Technician, Motive Power Technician, Service and Management. Electrical Techniques. Sean Bateman, Dean's List. Anthony Bonin. Kevin Coleman. Nathan Conboy, Dean's List. Ryan Holland. Giorgio Santoni, Dean's List. Mechanical Techniques. Taylor Bentley. Kent McElmoyle, Dean's List. Kent is also the recipient of the Indale Award, having shown unrealized practical potential during their first year. Stephen Mullen, Dean's List. Stephen is the recipient of the Rob Casson Memorial Award for demonstrated leadership and community involvement. Scott Wickens. Benny Vashatopal Zachariah. Jason Zebuluk, Dean's List. Motive Power Fundamentals. Kessan Bassoon. Rajdeep Singh Dabi, Dean's List. Matthew Freeman, Dean's List. Charlotte Lacey. Duncan MacDonald, Dean's List. Wesley Willman, Dean's List. Welding Techniques. Nicole Batham, Dean's List. Kyle Cathcart, Dean's List. Christopher Farrow. William Cahoe. Stuart Legault. Cody Ledger, Dean's List. Natalie Stallert, Dean's List. Travis Valaket, Dean's List. Ontario College Diploma, Electrical Technician. Andrew Bowman, Dean's List. Taylor Deline, Dean's List. Jesse MP, Dean's List. Ryan Gallant, Dean's List. Wade Hillier. Tyler Hurst. Logan Lowerson, Dean's List. Kevin Owuzu. Chad Perkin. Jeffrey Siggins, Dean's List. Manufacturing Engineering Technician. Douglas Blackburn, Dean's List. William Blosky. Eden DeGrasse Organ, Dean's List. Eden is also the recipient of the Rob Casson Memorial Award for demonstrated leadership and community involvement. Michael Farmer. Andrew Jackson, Dean's List. Brian Lane, Dean's List. Eric Matchett. Joshua Vanier, Dean's List. Jacob Yantama, Dean's List. Jacob is the recipient of the Insdale Award, having shown unrealized practical potential during their second year. Motive Power Technician, Tyler Bowman. Nicole Bragg, Dean's List. Kevin Butts. Tyler Cole, Dean's List. Christopher Croxall, Dean's List. Daniel Elliott, Dean's List. Evan Fletcher, Dean's List. Evan is also the recipient of the Hotch's Auto Parts Tool Award for academic excellence in both practical and theory components. Alisamon Johansson. Tim Marquette, Dean's List. Tim is also the recipient of a Carm Nobes Award for a student who demonstrates the same passion as Carm Nobes towards the auto industry and the building and maintaining of their own vehicles. Jonathan Meldrum, Dean's List. Ben Mulvihill, Dean's List. Isaac Salem, Dean's List. Sean Sousa, Dean's List. Christopher Stevens Parsons, Dean's List. Trevor Weiss, Dean's List. Thank you, Governor Orrick. This concludes the conferring of the certificates and diplomas for the School of Applied Sciences, Skills and Technology. Congratulations, graduates. I would like to introduce Dean Jim Whiteway, who will present the graduates from the School of Business and Management Studies.
Thank you, Dean Drennan. Governor Rutledge, it's my pleasure to present the recipients of Ontario College certificates, diplomas, and awards for culinary skills chef training, culinary management, and aesthetics and spa management. Ontario College certificate in culinary skills chef training. Kendra Karnick. Angela Greeno, Dean's List. Catherine Nicolopoulos. Angelina Pierce. Ralph St. Dick. Rachada Suthajadi. Dean's List. Rashada is also the recipient of the Garland Award for Innovation. Ontario College Diploma in Culinary Management. Jared Behoon, Dean's List. Jared is also the recipient of the Slow Food the County Farm to Table Award of Excellence for demonstrating a deep-seated appreciation of the integral nature of farm-to-table cuisine. Yuri Budjanowski. Cassandra Gagne. Rory Galbraith. Holly Gallant. Don Hill. Chelsea Kinghorn. Daniel McDonald. Ryan McCoy. Ryan is also the recipient of the Hendricks Award for Improvement and Dedication to Excellence for the Most Improved Student. Aaron Murphy. Kendall Rich, Dean's List. Betty Van Wert. Andrew Wood, Dean's List. Aesthetics and Spa Management. Reagan Blewett, Dean's List. Ashley Burkholder, Dean's List. Stephanie Kane, Dean's List. Crystal Correa. Michelle Demarest, Dean's List. Alexandria Di Maria, Dean's List. Megan Durant, Dean's List. Jessica Frazier, Dean's List. Sarah Hendricks, Dean's List. Christina Heiderman, Dean's List. Christina is also the recipient of the International Dermal Institute Award for Academic Proficiency in the Aesthetics and Spa Management Program. Sofia Jurkovic. Kayla Leahy. Dean's List. Recipient of the Governor General's Academic Award for a graduating student with the highest academic overall average at Loyalist College, and the International Dermal Award Institute for Academic Proficiency in the Aesthetics and Spa Management Program. Shelby McPherson, Dean's List. Paige Morgan, Dean's List. Ashley Musklow. Nikita Pistano, Dean's List. Judith Rector, Dean's List. Melissa Rossi, Dean's List. Jessica Westbrook, Dean's List. Thank you, Governor Rutledge. Governor Wright. It's my pleasure to present the recipients of Ontario College diplomas and awards for business accounting, business, and business sales and marketing. For business accounting, Taylor Dunham. Helena Jacra, Dean's List. Aleftharina Klanofkis. Kyle Kopar, Dean's List. Sorry, Kyle. Cooper. Brianne Lutz. Jessica Martin, Dean's List. Jessica is also the recipient of the Welch LLP Chartered Accountants Award for the highest grade in the taxation course. Kristen Thompson, Dean's List. Ashley Walsh. Kimberly Wood. Business. Dina Atukaran. Candice Blass, Dean's List. Mariah Bruff. Angela Capone, Dean's List. Nick Crowder. Nick is also the recipient of the Robert Thompson Award for Excellence in the Business Student Project course. Amanda Marie Desjardins, Dean's List. Sarah Donaghy, Dean's List. Thank you. Duena Elhimni, Dean's List. Taryn Emond, Dean's List. Catherine Evans, Dean's List. Lindsay Forrester, Dean's List. Christina Gunning, Dean's List. Amelia Huffman, Dean's List. Caitlin Isles, Dean's List. Chantel Johnson, Dean's List. Thank you. Carly Little, Dean's List. Haley Miracle Parks, Dean's List. Sean McGill. Chelsea Marcoux, Dean's List. Jeremy Meyer, Dean's List. Robin Mulhall, Dean's List. Amy Osterhout, Dean's List. Clara Quinn, Dean's List. Catherine Quintanilla, Dean's List. Cody Richards, Dean's List. Lindsay Robinson, Dean's List. Emily Tripp, Dean's List. Jonathan Villeneuve. Natasha Weiss, Dean's List. Jane West, Dean's List. Jane is also the recipient of the Stephen Hope Memorial Award for High Academics in the Business Communications Computer Applications course. Business Sales and Marketing. Samantha Arnell, Dean's List. Danielle Bernard, Dean's List. Danielle? Oh, I'm sorry. Sarah Hubble, Dean's List. They're playing games with me here. Nicole Hayter, Dean's List. Kimber Jolie, Dean's List. Kimber is also the recipient of the Loyalist College Business Sales Program Advisory Committee Paul Gaudet Award for Outstanding Achievement in the Business Sales Program. Aaron Joran, Dean's List. Megan Martindale. Amanda Newman, Dean's List. Stephanie Philbin, Dean's List. Jennifer Putman, Dean's List. Crystal Snyder, Dean's List. Mei Fang O. Thank you, Governor Wright. Governor Orrick. It's my pleasure to present the recipients of Ontario College Advanced Diplomas, Graduate Certificates, and Awards for Business Administration Accounting, Business Administration, Human Resources Management, and Sports and Entertainment Sales and Marketing. Ontario College Advanced Diplomas, Business Administration Accounting. Alicia Johnstone. Karen Johansson, Dean's List. Bob Robertson, Dean's List. Business Administration. Stanley Barnes. Caitlin Gerard. Caitlin is also the recipient of the John Bott Memorial Award for academics, leadership, disciplined work ethic, and strong interpersonal skills. Elizabeth Krychuk. Chris Chuck. Dean's List. Elizabeth is also the recipient of the Faculty Union Award for Academics and College Community Involvement, and she's also our student representative on the Board of Governors. Jamie O'Shaughnessy, Dean's List. Michelle Steele, Dean's List. Nicole Schabel. Human Resources Management. Peter Banfield, Dean's List. Deborah Cliff, Dean's List. Megan Duncan, Dean's List. Agnes Finkel. Is this the fourth or fifth trip across the state? Congratulations. Thank you. Marty Gagne, Dean's List. Thank you, Marty. Lisa Harrison, Dean's List. Rebecca King, Dean's List. Fallon Matthews, Dean's List. Michelle Michaud, recipient of the Quinte Human Resources Professional Association Award for Highest Academic Honors in the HR Information Systems course, and Michelle is also on the Dean's List. Ashley Poirier, Dean's List. Ashley is also the recipient of the Faculty Union Award for Academics and College Community Involvement. Keith Powell, Dean's List. Tom Ring. Anna Rono, Dean's List. Rachel Tracy, Dean's List. Sports and Entertainment, Sales and Marketing. Tamara Burns, Dean's List. Bree Gardner, Dean's List. Samuel Joseph Sanderson III.
Let's go.
Jordan Stencil. Thank you, Governor Orrick. This concludes the conferring of certificates, diplomas, advanced diplomas, and graduate certificates for the School of Business and Management Studies.
Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in congratulating all of the graduates of the class of 2014. Board Chair Tamara Kleinschmidt will now officially close Convocation.
Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to thank the staff from the Registrar's Office and Facility Services for their work preparing for Convocation. I would also like to thank our string duo, Marion Stratton and Linda Minty, and our piper, Charlie Orr. You are invited to join us for a reception in the Parrott Center immediately following the ceremony, where Loyalist College Choir will provide musical entertainment. I declare Convocation 2014 officially closed. I would like to ask that everyone please rise for the benediction and the singing of the Royal Anthem, and remain standing for the recessional.
Let us quiet our hearts as we share in the prayer of benediction. Creator of all humanity, may the destiny you have placed before us as educated men and women take root with us. May those of you who have graduated here today share your knowledge for the benefit of others and for the world. May your understanding of life be broadened and enriched. May your imagination be touched with new vision that ever sees the possibility of service and stewardship. Keep us from discouragement by providing a beacon of life and hope in even the darkest hours. May the Spirit encompassing all faiths be with us each one, guiding our hearts and minds and giving us courage and purpose on the journey we face ahead. Amen.
God save our gracious Queen, long live our noble Queen. God save the Queen, send her victorious